What's up, everybody? It's the Fantasy Rugby Yanks. My name's Jared Dyke.
I'm Ben Glauser.
We are broadcasting from just outside Boston, Massachusetts. It's Wednesday. Our plans got kind of thrown into the wrench, so what can you do? Life gets in the way. But hey, we're here, and we're ready to talk some rugby, so what are you going to do? Oh, my God. All right, let's open these suckers.
Let's do this thing.
Right now. Like right now.
So while we're doing this,
Shoot.
it's always great to get a text message from the wife as you're leaving work asking, "Hey, this morning, did the dog have the runs?"
Oh, no. This morning?
This morning.
Oh.
So she asked me that as I'm leaving work this afternoon. The dog did not have the runs in the morning, but
So
she
something
did in the
happened.
afternoon.
Something happened.
Something happened. She got into something.
Oh, no.
Everything's okay. She's fine. She get home. The dog's as happy as could be, but there's
Dogs are like that sometimes.
paper towels over
Almost.
certain areas of the of our runner. She's like, yeah, it's clean, but
Utter
it's not."
disaster.
Right.
Oh, my God.
So
No.
that was my afternoon.
That's
That was yours.
Not nearly that exciting.
I need that beer.
There you go. Don't forget, everybody, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. Make sure you download, rate us, and give us a review. Send us an email if you want. We always look forward to reviews. If you leave us a review on iTunes, we'll read it on the air probably. So as we did last week, we changed the format. We're going to change it a little bit this week too. We're trying to get better at this. We're trying to evolve, and you don't get better without evolving and changing. So we're trying to do that. So let's do Six Nations preview. And before we get to it, obviously news broke today that the thing we were going to talk about is now off, and that is the Ospreys-Scarlet merger. Oopsie. I mean, I'm sure the Ospreys' former chairman's tirade had nothing to do with that whatsoever.
Yeah, and who was it? The Scarlet said it was off the table today too. And
Yep.
So, yeah, when one side of the merger says this is not going to happen, we're walking away. I'm pretty sure it's dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
Unless some serious changes are made, but I think it's probably in the long run for the best.
Right. Well, because I was thinking about it the other day, like, Champions Cup for the Welsh has been a bit of a it's been a bit of a task for them. They had the Scarlets get to the final last year, semifinal last year, and that was the best they'd done for a long time. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I don't think any of them have gotten to the final in a long damn time. If they have, I don't remember what it was. It's escaping me. So, but
I mean, I remember back, must have been a decade ago at least, probably more. That the Ospreys were like they were basically the Welsh national team.
Yeah, they had a lot of players, and it's still the two best teams between Scarlets and Ospreys. Yeah. Although Cardiff Blues did a lot better this year than people anticipated, I think. So, in terms of their Champions Cup performances, and have quite a few players on that team as well. I'm very surprised that the Dragons, with all the signings they haven't done as well. They had Hibbard go there. They had, I think they have Moriarty there now as well. So. But they did have a small influx of Welsh players returning to the home country there, and I'm surprised they have done as poorly as they have.
Yeah. So
beats me. I think this is obviously a situation that needs to continue to be addressed for the Welsh.
Right. This was a bad idea to solve the problem. They need to.
Wasn't a good one. Let's put
right.
it that way.
They need a good idea to solve the problem.
Yes, agreed. I think it might have been a little rushed too, because it was only started to have the chatter about it like I think the end of the summer here.
Yeah.
So maybe a bit of a rush job on that one. All right. So let's go. Let's look at the matches. Why not? So Scotland Wales. Speak of the devil. Yeah. At Murrayfield. This is probably. I'd say that the two remaining hills for the Welsh getting to the Grand Slam are equal sized only because they get the Irish at home and they get the Scots on the road. If it was reversed, I'd say Dublin would be a lot bigger challenge.
Oh, absolutely.
But, Scots at home would be probably a very doable thing for them. This will be not easy.
No, it will not be easy.
And it sounds like Finn Russell's back, as long as he didn't break himself again for racing. So, that's obviously going to make things very interesting. Hastings has been apparently on a bit of a tirade, calling people out left and right, including our friend Greg Laidlaw.
Good. Well, Laidlaw
he probably needs it. Yeah. And so, it's hard for me to look at the Welsh and not want to pick them because they've announced their team already. It's the same team virtually. If there's any changes, it's pretty much the same team. They have a dynamic back three between North, Adams, and Liam Williams. They have 2 10s that can change their game plan at will. All you gotta do is just pick one, remove one, and place it with the other. So I think Scotland will give it a game. I think this is going to be ugly. Number one.
Yeah.
This will not be a pretty game. This will not be a game for the faint of heart. This is going to be a lot of physicality in this game, I have a feeling. So, do the Welsh stumble? Sorry, England fans, probably not.
No, I don't think so. Is Hogg back?
No.
Okay.
No, I think he's still out.
That's huge, obviously, for
right.
obvious reasons.
Well, magician.
Right. So, yeah, I got to agree with you. I don't think this was going to be the week that Wales fall. I think it's sad to me to question Scotland's heart, but
yeah,
I don't think, and as you said, calling out Laidlaw, I liked Laidlaw's reaction against Ireland because he was fired up and his team was hard done, and you say things when that happens. But to carry that on, in the next week when you just shit the bed and you should have won, you had every right to win, and you didn't. You had Bastro fucking dippity doing over you with his little
with the chip kick, yeah. If Bastro's chipping on you, it's a bad day,
right? That you can't, you got to look at yourself
chip
in the mirror after
even.
that.
Yeah, bad news.
Had they responded better against France in France, I would I'd give Scotland more of a chance. I think they're there's certain teams where you look at them and they're ready to pack it in and just be done with this competition.
That might be them.
I think that's them.
Yeah, you're probably less so than the Italians, who are still fighting tooth and nail for everything they can get,
right?
To which you gotta give them credit for that. That's for damn sure.
To me, that's a big difference. Is Italy? I mean, Italy's got nothing to lose.
Nope.
Whereas Scotland has nothing to lose but pride, and I don't know.
They might be losing a little bit of that.
I think they've lost that a little bit the past couple of weeks. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Not good.
I don't expect Scotland to. It's like you said. It's going to be an ugly game. This is not. I don't think Wales are going to blow them out.
Nope.
I just think if I'm Wales, at the very least, I'm looking to keep it close because I think at the end they're going to be able to outwill Scotland in the last 15
probably true.
minutes.
Yeah.
Or they'll just blow them out.
Yeah. Maybe they hose them.
But if this game is close late, I can't see Scotland winning.
I don't know how they figure it out. Yeah, you're probably right about that. So the last time that this next fixture occurred, we had some interesting things come out of it.
I loved that.
And one of them was the Fox defense.
I loved
which
that.
Got the kibosh put on it,
did.
about 6 months later when they changed the laws.
Rightly so.
Good on Italy for coming up with something different and trying to throw a monkey wrench into it, but World Rugby it's like, we need to fix this.
If you want to win as an underdog, you either have to play out of your minds or you have to play outside the box.
They definitely played outside the box that day.
I mean, you had I still remember at halftime, the England players, there were like 4 or 5 of them surrounding the ref. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Barnesy.
No, Frenchie, I think.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Because they asked him, like,
what I think it was Plot.
Yeah, like, what do we do about this? And he says, I am not your coach. You figure it out. But they are
that.
doing the
funny.
rules. And it's like...
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I remember that. I was like... Okay, I'll give Plot this one. That's one I'll give him.
Yes, that was.
He convinced me on that one.
That was clever. Or, that was almost like Nigel Owens-ian.
Yeah, very, 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 very similar.
I'm not here to tell you how to play.
Nope.
I'm just here to referee the match that I see in front of me.
Absolutely. Yeah,
and that's Awesome.
Yeah. So, but I think it'll be a challenge again. Italy seem to be very motivated to just find a win somewhere. They don't care who it is, and I'm sure knocking off England at Twickenham would probably be the biggest feather in their cap of all time.
Oh, huge.
So,
is Pelledri back? Do we know? I mean, I know he's been.
I don't think
he was on the.
I don't know if he got retained.
He played against Saracens, didn't he? Or he played this past week.
Yeah, so he is healthy.
Yeah.
So that's a
I just don't know if he's been called back.
I don't know if he got released back to his team. So, but yeah, so Pelledri and Brayley both got called in eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. O'Shea has named the team. Did it about 12 hours ago.
Okay.
He's bringing with him in terms of players. Looking for flankers and come on, computer, move fast. I don't see him on the list.
Okay,
which is unfortunate. Although Parise is on the list, which is good to see. At least
that's good.
That's good. They need him. They need him. Brayley was not retained either, so that's the unfortunate part. But oh well. I mean, it would have been fun to see the two of them make their debut for Italy at Twickenham. But I think O'Shea's got bigger plans up his sleeve, and as much of a nice guy as he is, 8 players excluded. Yep, there it is.
And I'm just wondering if what England's strategy is going to be, as far as do they run light and try to get some backups in, get guys maybe a cap or two that
I'd say you'll see probably 2 guys that are uncapped on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
One of them named Thorley, the other one named Earl.
I think those 2 should be definitely on the squad.
Yeah, I think they both got retained for the week too. So for the weekend rather. So that'll make for fun. You and I will both be excited for both those guys watching them get a cap.
Yeah, and I think they'll both do well when they go in. So
yeah, Early played out of his skin last week. We'll talk about that when we get to the Premiership. Yeah. But so
with Noel a little banged up still.
Yes,
I can't imagine he's going to play. I really can't imagine that Maro's going to play.
No,
although he's been retained.
They retained Yules for injury cover. I think I think Italy will Italy. Damn it, I did it too. See what you did. See what you made me do. I think England will be very dumb to roll Morrow out there if he's not 1,000,000% healthy.
It's not worth it.
So that's.
So does my man play?
Thorlo?
No, Sink.
I don't. Did they retain Coles? I don't think they did.
Dan Cole.
Oh, so he's probably. I bet he's starting.
Genge.
I bet you the starting
Ben
props
Moon.
are Cole and Genge.
Yeah, and then Sink and Harry Williams.
Yeah, I bet you the 2 Leicester props are your starting props for this match. I know that does you a whole lot of excitement right there.
Boo.
Yeah, I know. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah,
there's worse Leicester props out there.
Yeah, there are. Bateman. So I think England don't start the strongest team, but I also think they remember, one, what Ireland just had to go through. Granted, they were in Rome and not at home, and 2, what happened a couple years ago, and they still put some strong names out there. That's true. So there might be a little bit of payback in store. So. Maybe they may name a really strong squad, and Italy go down. This is not good. Yeah, I mean. Before I even just said that, I was thinking that Ford would probably start over Faz. But now that we mentioned that, England have a little bit of payback in mind, possibly, for like I said, from the last time they were at home, maybe they do decide to just be like, all right, we're gonna hose you guys now. All right, and then another one. The last match of the weekend again should be a hell of a match. Ireland and France. I cannot, and France have done what they did before. They've already announced their team, and they didn't change a thing, which is very, very unique. I was like, "What?" I think Nick Mullins on Twitter was like, "Alert! Yeah, France unchanged. Alert!" I was like, "What?" I was like, "This is not a drill." Yeah, I think I saw some comment somewhere on the Twitters that said
I wonder if do they even have a coach anymore? Or do the players just say, "Get the fuck out"? We're setting the team because this is what's going to work.
We're running the shit. Deal. You leave, Brunel. Maybe.
Yeah,
it might be the best strategy they could possibly employ at the moment.
Yeah, and but I am looking forward to, as we said last week, about that 9-10 combination.
Into Mac and Dupont.
Yes.
Yep.
Seeing them against Ireland.
Yeah.
This could be. I mean, I thought that last match was a pretty good coming out party.
Right.
This could be, if they pull this off.
I mean, you might as well book
legends
them
already.
You might as well book them to Japan.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I mean, you think you already do. I think but
they need to be on the plane probably. Right. Yeah. Assuming that their form doesn't completely fall to pieces in the top 14.
They're set for. I mean, I think they're going to be there at that combination for the next 10 years, unless they find somebody better.
No argument on me.
But this could be one of those. Remember back when this was when we first saw that. Like, this is what they did right from the start, and kind of like when Itoje came on the stage and just wrecked shop and just won every. He didn't lose a match for what, like a calendar year or something.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
And this could be one of those moments where you watch these two guys play and you're like, this is going to be something to watch for another.
It will be.
Decade.
I really do believe it will be. I'd be very shocked if it's not.
So I got a lot of eyes on this match.
Yep.
Both of them.
all two of them.
All two of them. 3.
There was. I gotta think Ireland again. They're gonna kind of like England. They're gonna go into this match a little pissed with their last performance, considering that Italy ran them pretty close and probably didn't deserve to beat them by as much as they did, even though it wasn't that much. But still, that probably deserved to be a lot closer. So I gotta imagine that Ireland at home are gonna be a very motivated bunch. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the Aviva is gonna be rocking as it usually is. The last time they were at home was not a good performance for them either. So this will be this will be a motivated Irish team.
And I will remember what you said last time we talked about this, where France are always good for one.
I think that was their one.
They had their one already. I think you're right. I think Ireland take this.
Yeah,
but
Bastro will find a way to screw it up.
Oh, of course. Huge will find a way to screw this up.
Pinot is still playing a little opposition. So.
Yeah. Sexton's looking at Huge out there, and
he's gonna kick over his head every time.
Carve you up.
I would kick over his head and attack him every minute I could. All right, so for your fantasy team, we'll do some fantasy analysis for this a little bit, and then we will do pick 'em for the competition, and we'll move on. So here's the thing: we talked about guys that just the Wales and Scotland match. Sorry, we just talked about France. My bad. The Wales and Scotland match, that's probably a match to just, like, any player that's kind of on the borderline, you probably just want to pine them. You really do.
Tackles.
Yeah. Maybe your forwards. Yeah, maybe your Gilchrist and your Grays, your Alan Wynne-Jones.
Navidi.
Oh, yes, that's true. That's a big one right there. Moriarty hasn't done as well as I'd hoped. Only averages 10 points a match right now. So, but Navidi, definitely. Yeah, I definitely would put that one on there. He's averaging 25 a match right now.
Yeah.
So give him that. Alan Wynne's at 21. So do that. I'm probably going to be forced to put Sanjay in because I've only got one. I've only got one change in my pocket, and I already know I have to make at least one. So, because I have Laws out.
Okay. Yeah.
Well. And I don't trust. I have Negri as my other lock, and he doesn't do anything. So not worth it. McNally will probably be somebody to hang on to. Gilchrist, Richie, and Gray for your Scots. But any Scots back if you can avoid them. Again,
I'm gonna have to figure out a way to.
I think I'm gonna get forced into playing Kinghorn, but Kinghorn's also the top scorer right now. So or second scorer. Excuse me. I think Conor Murray still won.
Yeah, that's all based on that first match against.
It is. I know. Well, I mean, hey, help me. For your England players, good luck figuring out which ones are which. At this
point, we'll have to wait for another.
That lineup's going to be a pain in the butt to figure out. Hold your water until that one comes out.
I would whoever's starting at the wings, I would seriously consider though.
Yep.
Whether it's Thorley, any of them.
Coconut Singer, I think was retained for the weekend.
Yep,
so
he's in the squad.
May. So give those guys a consideration. Obviously, Daly might still be at fullback.
Yeah, I would say we have to wait till the lineup comes out because any of their backs would probably be a good play.
Whoever plays 9 is probably actually not a terrible play either because all the scrum halves have been racking points up against Italy. So
yeah, and I have Jamie George on my squad. I may have to.
I think he'll start. I don't think they have enough. I said they could play Cowan-Dickey the other week. The fact that they haven't taken a second hooker to me tells me that they don't trust Cowan-Dickey enough, so they're they either are gonna have Jamie come in early or they're gonna start him either way. So I may roll the dice with Jamie George even if he's not on the
right. Well, I mean, if he's starting,
you have to
starting. You're playing because
he's the highest scoring hooker in this game. So. And then for your Italians, obviously Parise has performed week in and week out. Stain's done a lot of good work there. Parise scoring 22 a match, so not bad. Tomato Allen, 22. He's got 22 or so. Palazzani, if he plays, I don't think it's him that's in the squad, so it might not even be him. So that might be off.
Yeah.
Let me see. No, he's in there. But Tibaldi actually I think is the starter. So maybe go with Tibaldi if you had to. Since if Palazzani's scoring, I imagine Tibaldi will score just as well. Those are the guys you want to keep an eye on. Maybe one of their wingers or one of their fullbacks. Keep that in consideration.
If Parise's playing, you play him.
Yeah. I might go because I have to make a change. I might go after Stain because he's lock eligible, and that's probably where I need to.
That's a great idea.
That's probably where I need to put him in. And then for the Irish, you're gonna play your usual guys. You got to play Murray. You got to play Stockdale.
You got to play Stockdale.
Yep. Honestly, any of the second row, usually the best second row in this team has actually done pretty well, whether it's Ryan or Quinn Rue. Either one of them is probably a decent call. Ian Henderson might play this game, so that's probably not a bad shout either.
Yeah.
Those guys, obviously, a guy like Sexton, if you have him in your team, you're probably playing him already, so just roll with it. It's okay. He hasn't scored a ton on average, but
no,
he's still probably got one in there somewhere in the locker, especially against the French.
So, here's the question. Do the French have do they have the organizational capacity to lay into Sexton the way other teams have?
Baskerville's probably the only guy
to say, you know what, we're to actually to organize as a team and actually put the contact in on Sexton that they need to. I'm not sure. So right now Sexton's on my squad, but
I mean, you may get forced to play him if Farrell doesn't play.
Exactly. That's really the only way that I think at this point that that Sexton's starting at 10 for me.
Right. And for the French, probably Picamol for sure. Mm-hmm. Dupont has scored well when he's played, 39 and 38, so got to give him that. Girado, good hooker to call on, despite the fact that he's kind of a dink. Huge, he's actually a decent play.
He gets fantasy points, even though he's an ass. Yeah,
Itoria, another one that's been scoring consistently. Those are probably it. And then, as much as we like him, Intimac's probably somebody to maybe hold the brakes on because he had that one game.
Right.
And that's it. But if you really want, I'm probably going to be forced to play him. So whatever.
I may end up playing him. I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
I'd like to say Poirot at prop might be a good play.
Yeah, if you need props don't score a lot. So if you can find one that's scoring now and again, you might want to hang on to him.
Right.
All right, let's pick these guys and then we'll move on. I have James's picks.
Okay.
For Six Nations, I didn't ask him for anything else because I know this is basically the only one he cares about.
Right.
Let's go. All right, so he said he has picked Wales.
That's a shock.
Yeah, and I'm going to as well.
And as am I.
Yeah. Sorry, Scotland. And he's obviously grabbed England.
As have I.
Yep, same.
I think we're going to be all in agreement here.
Yeah, and then
Vive la France! No.
Yeah, you definitely should never pick them.
I'm out.
And I'm gonna go with the home squad for this one at the Aviva and pick the Irish. So I think that one was pretty unoriginal, but so be it. It's kind of we're at the point in competition you kind of know what you get with all of them. So
I don't feel like being a Skip Bayless here or or a Healy.
I wouldn't want to be
shit just to say shit.
I wouldn't want to be any one of them anyway.
No.
All right, Premiership. Let's talk a little bit about the Saracens match. Then we'll talk about the little issue that they bumped into, and then and then we'll talk about the other two marquee games, and we can breeze over anything else that we missed. Hey, this was the Saracens that was angry. That's all I know.
They were motivated.
Yep, they were an angry bunch, and Bennerell looked very good. He was the standout player for me.
He looked amazing. Those picks off the scrum.
It was interesting to see him switching with Ray on the offense and defensive side.
Right, I liked that. I like that tactic when you have a guy who can run, especially one who can run like Earl.
Yes, he can.
You kind of, it was surprising too because I think I'm certain he took the Saints by surprise. I don't think they were prepared for his speed.
He's fast. He's so fast.
And it also helps that they're on the fast track.
Yeah.
And that makes fast guys even faster.
Yes, it does. So
it's just a different type of speed that they were seeing out of that 8 than you normally see from Saracens.
Right. Well, obviously, Billy doesn't have a lot of speed. He just destroys you every time he hits you.
Right. And Earl just started running and nobody got in his way.
Where'd this guy come from?
Right. And wait, there he goes.
There he goes.
So that was fun to watch. And
Saints got dealt a rough hand though with Grayson having to drop out real late, like in the warm up, and Furbank getting thrown at 10. I mean, they were all over the place. They showed a little grit, but I think the Saracens also took their foot off the gas.
Oh, they absolutely took their foot off the gas, or pretty early, and that was kind of we're what was it right at the beginning of the second half? They're kicking off. And the one fan yells out, "We want 60!"
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, boy. It's a rough day when people are calling for that already at halftime.
And, they couldn't – the Sarries couldn't kick very well. And
no, Spencer was a little off, but, so be it. But they took care of business, 36-17. I'll take it. He didn't play in this match, but it was good to see James Haskell back in the Saints fold the other week. Budgie Smuggler returns.
I would have liked to have seen him play.
I would have too. I was actually hoping he would. Lewis Ludlam captained the team and led from the front as best he could. Scored himself a try. You give it to him. I freaking love Nicky Tompkins. Man, that kid is unbelievable. I talk about he's we still have Barrett, we still have Lazowski. We're obviously bringing in Daly next year, which is a topic we're gonna get into in a second. But yeah, goddamn, I love that. This kid is awesome. I can't tell you how much I enjoy watching this kid because he just plays motivated. He has an engine. He gives no shits about putting himself out there. He is ready to stick his nose into anything.
Like we talked about Lewington a couple weeks for a few weeks. We've talked about Lewington where you get the ball in his hand and he does amazing stuff. But other than that, I don't really want him. Tompkins, man.
Kick rotation is a little issue with him.
Tompkins, whenever he's around the ball, good things happen.
Yes, seemed to this weekend for sure.
That's to me, that's the ultimate player that you want to have on your team. If something's happening and he's in the area, something good's going to happen.
Yeah, tell me about it. So I love watching him.
I agree with your man crush on Tompkins.
Yeah, love the kid. Love the kid. Did awesome. When we get to the other stuff, we'll have a laugh about Ben Franks. But yeah, so and then obviously we got to address the other elephant in the room. Thank God that everything else happened this week because this would be the biggest talking issue of all. It'd be like that time it was like Pepsi and Delta and all the news that kept coming out. Like it just seemed like one big issue after another. And the previous one was like, thank you, for covering us up.
Like, oh, we're out of the news cycle.
We're out of the news cycle. Thank you. So Saracens are being investigated by the Premiership for some sort of breach of the salary cap. And just reading what I read, and I think it was Good's article that I actually read, good summary of everything in it.
Yeah.
I understand, and I'm gonna try and look at this with as unbiased eye as I could. I am a Saracens fan, and I have been for a while. And I think what the issue, and I get the issue, It's not I'm not freaking blind to it. With the whole holding companies with the players, and it's very shady. It is. There's no way around that. But here's the thing: it's a gray area. It has been a gray area for a while, and that's the problem.
Right.
Because there was no definition in it, for sure. There was no hard line, and I think this is going to make the Premiership set a hard line. They'll probably come down on the Saracens with financial punishment and whatnot.
Sure.
They're not going to. I mean, there's nothing they can do about what's happened.
Right.
More than likely. So basically, they'll be like, all right, listen, you shouldn't have done that, but we also screwed up by not setting the hard line. So we're going to fine you. Don't fucking do it again.
Right.
That's basically what it's going to come down to, I think.
It reminds me of the Redskins and Cowboys a couple years ago. Oddly enough, Cowboys and Indians. When the NFL had a year without a salary cap.
Oh, yes.
And
yes.
And they told the owners, don't fuck around with this. But there's nothing they could do about it other than tell them, don't fuck around with this, because there was no salary cap.
Right.
Of course, both teams went out and signed huge front-loaded contracts with players and violated that year's, what would have been that year's salary cap, then made it so that it was cap-friendly the rest of the contracts.
Right.
And they got their dick slapped for it, and I think rightly so for that. And
so again,
and I think that Sarries probably deserve to have their PP slapped a little bit too.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what are you going to do? They were technically following the rules, and as we all know, technically correct is the best kind of correct.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes. Yes.
But I'll give them a half-hearted shame on them for skirting the rules and going a little bit outside.
Right. But here's the thing: Premiership in England are going to have a hard time really coming hard down on the Saracens because of look what they're producing on the field for both England and also, I'm sorry, how many Champions Cup quarterfinal teams has England had the last 2 years? 2? Oh wait, they were both Saracens. Right. And then before that, they had a handful, and then before that, they had Listen, this is the best team. This is their best shot in Europe, and they know that. So they're not going to be stupid with it. I hate that it's down to that, and that we get the preferential treatment because I'm always the one that wants to kick somebody in the balls for it.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you that's how it is. I'm not saying that I like it. I'm just telling you that's what's going on with it.
And I thought Goody's article was actually pretty well balanced with that, where he said, look at the players who not only have come up, but are coming up.
Still coming through, yeah.
System. I mean, you still have Kapoku, and you still have some other guys that are coming up that you're just like...
Earlsey's still in the conversation.
These are going to be the future of England rugby, and they're all coming through the Saracens Academy.
Yep.
So you look...
And they get credits for that, too. They get money on it, so,
and that was part of Goody's point, was that, if you're looking at the hard cap, or what the hard number is, that's not the full story because of those credits.
Right.
And that's, I think, fair, because that goes to if you're bringing up guys that were in your system from essentially birth.
Yeah, basically,
they developed these guys
early signings like Billy V was an early signing many years ago. Stuff like that.
There's nothing preventing other teams from doing that,
right? And
they're just not doing it. I mean, I'm sure that there's financial reasons, but at the same time,
Natural Ray's got plenty of money to forget spill. And there's other teams that we could point fingers at and say, well, they're similar and they have a similar squad and they have less England players, so what's their excuse?
Right.
It is what it is. Saracens are probably going to get themselves a little bit of a slap, and it'll probably be another small hole in Nigel Ray's pocket, but I don't think he's going to care that much.
My favorite part of Goody's article was where he talked about how the Sarries don't have multiple Kiwis or something like that.
No.
They're paying big money too. Which is funny because obviously these Wasps. And it's like, well, you look at the Wasps, they're basically turning into Kiwis. So
there's a lot of Kiwis that are joining, yeah.
Right. And they're losing all their homegrown talent. So they're obviously doing something's
going on with that.
Something wrong. So just because the Sarries are doing something right that the Wasps are doing wrong, isn't and Goody was upfront about that, saying, hey, fair play to Saracens for doing all this stuff that and he didn't mention Wasps by name, but I thought the shout out to the Kiwis was
probably
a pretty clear shot across the bow.
Aim shot is at one of his old clubs,
right?
At the club he technically works for, I think too. So that's that, and won't do it again, I'm sure, but it's water under the bridge at this point. be money involved. That's about it. Let's look at the other marquee matchups real quick. Bristol and Gloucester. That was entertaining as hell.
Break up the Bears.
They did pretty good stuff with that one.
They did. That was an impressive match on their own. And how about this? I realized it fairly early on. It was very clear to me. We have talked a hell of a lot about Harry Randall.
Yeah,
because of how good he is.
And then Andy Uren gets thrown in there.
Hey, remember Andy Uren?
Yeah,
I remember
him kind of forgot about him.
He made some amazing runs and plays early in the season before Randall really put his stamp on
Got hot, yeah.
And I'm not sure if that was an injury or maybe
probably a little nick here and there. Yep.
And guys don't lose their spot due to injury, but when Harry Randall comes on and does what he does, Uren might take a back seat and we all kind of forget about him. But damn.
Yep, I agree. So
he's like, hey, remember me? I'm just gonna carve you up.
Very, very good stuff. Gloucester didn't play poorly. I don't know.
No.
Don't throw. I mean, they had it right up until the last bit where Bristol scored.
Right.
So it's not like this was a.
This was a hard fought match for both teams.
This is a great showpiece for Friday night. That was for sure.
Right. And Bristol is apparently saying it is not going to be us that gets relegated.
Yep.
Unlike some other teom.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to later.
Yeah. Callum Braley had to come in because Willie Hines got himself knocked.
Oh, that was ugly. Oh.
That looked like it hurt.
That was uglier for him than it was for my fantasy team. I felt really bad. That was
that hurts.
Yeah.
That'll leave a mark. But
there's nothing you can do about it. The guy's running his line. You get tripped up. You fall. Knee right to the
that's
dome.
A hard knee right to the dome. Bye-bye. You're done.
Yeah. Lights out. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. So Bristol win 28-24. Great match. Hats off to Bristol. Looks like they're going to be in this mother effort for another year.
Good for them.
Yep. We'll touch on a couple things before we get to the last marquee one. Bath Quins, obviously.
What did I say last year?
Yeah, you said something about them screwing it up. Yeah, they did. Our old friend scored the try, Nathan Earl. Good for him.
Yeah.
One non-playing note necessarily. Ben Obano returning to the field after having his knee just absolutely torn to shreds and definitely looking like it was going to be a long road back for him. So good for him. Got himself about 20-25 minutes. He just looked happy to be out there. He really did. He had a big old smile on his face. It was good to see him out there. Gotta love that. Bath should have put this away easily. And I mean, the man that we've talked about a couple of times, and really he needs to be talked about more. Joe Marchant, just doing everything for the Quins, scoring some big tries. He scored the one that got him within striking distance after making a chase, and just. The guy just does it all for them. I think he's the king of the intercept too. Between him and Reinach, they pretty much got it down pat on how to pick off a pass and run it home. So gotta give him credit. Rob Shop got in there. Dominator was doing what he does.
Yes, he was.
So they had the right guys clicking for him. Brownie did well. No Danny Kerr, which is amazing to see that no Danny Kerr, and this is what happens. So Mulcairn was it Mulcairn? Yeah, Mulcairn got freaking knocked out early, and Dave Lewis came in and did the job pretty darn well. So
good to see the guys pick him up too.
Gotta give him some credit.
Yeah,
for sure. But Quins win it at the death, 31-29. Bath will figure it out hopefully eventually. Otherwise, they're going to be in some real trouble if they can't start figuring some of these out.
Well, at least they're not in trouble for relegation.
No, they're not.
Serious trouble, but they do need to. Now it's the time to get a little urgent, just
absolutely,
just to prevent it.
Yeah, you don't want to be in that conversation. Get off your bums.
Yeah,
just a bit.
Again, not too much of a. It's not. They shouldn't be too worried. They're still right at the top of the bottom half. But
yeah, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah,
they have enough in the locker. Sale Exeter. This ended with a little squeaky bum time as well. Sale got one somewhat late and from Will Cliff, and it made it real interesting at the end.
It was one of these could they pull it off? And you know who I was pulling for in this, which is that's saying a lot.
Yeah, I know. I was pulling for him, and I was like, damn, you couldn't get the job done.
Right.
I gotta wonder how much they kind of are, but maybe kind of aren't missing AJ. James is not a true 10 per se. He's more of a center to a wing combination type. His brother has been playing fullback for them.
Right.
They're not dissimilar molds, so got to wonder how that's going.
Yeah, well, they'll have AJ back now, right? Going forward.
Well, I think he was banged up. I don't think he's not playing for us.
Oh.
So yeah, but I mean Exeter, all but unchanged with the exception of one guy. So
right.
They did well. Cordero, the Devoto try. Oh boy, was that slick!
Every part
just,
of it. Yeah.
Just. Squeaky bum time.
Right, and that little chip, the little chip to himself was pretty special. But that was just to end the play. Like every part of it to get it out to. I didn't see who it was.
Cordero was the one that dumped it back in.
Because he's the freaking magician.
Because he's the guy that does that.
Yeah, just keeping it in, like walking the tightrope, doing that underhanded offload as he's flying into touch, and
was he ever?
And Devoto. Well,
good camera work.
And I've been giving Devoto a lot of shit for. Not showing me anything. That was something.
I said it when I saw it. I was like, oh, I guess that's what he has that's special.
Right, and that's great. I want to see more.
Let's see that more often there, Ollie.
Right. Or some consistency with doing things away from just 5 meters out from the try zone.
Some magic, yeah.
But that was a good finish. I'm giving him credit for the finish because he did.
Yeah, he did well. So Exeter hang on 20-14. They stay top of the Prem, and still makes the chase for first on. All right, the battle at the bottom, the Newcastle and Worcester relegation fight match, and hey, Newcastle rocked up a little bit. This was not a pretty match. So let's just be real. Call it what it was. It was not a pretty match by any means. The win did not help. A couple teams that are struggling in their own identities, let alone. Worcester kind of have one, but they didn't go lean to it, so that didn't help. Oh,
I was so frustrated watching them play this match. I mean, we had a conversation about that too.
I understand your frustration, but I look at it. The whole team played like garbage. He was not the catalyst. He was just in with the crowd.
So, to me, Hugard fucked this match up, and it was because, I, as a prop. There are certain things you have to do in a match, and in order, you want your scrum half, although you understand the physical limitations of many scrum halves, you want your scrum half to be able to get a little dirty himself and be willing to get in some shit for you, because that's part of his job is to be in the shit. The amount of times I saw Hugard with a playable ball, or at least a ball that he could have contested that was in the ruck, and maybe the one of the Falcons had their hands on it or something like that, but he could have gotten that ball, and instead of really being aggressive and going after it, he steps back and puts his hands in the air and looks at the ref. And
I saw that once, maybe twice.
I saw it a handful of times.
I saw it maybe twice. There was one time I'll give you. I did see him. He kind of just watched. I think it was Graham take it, and he ended up running a penalty. Yeah. So there's the one. That's the one time I'll give you. But honestly,
and I think he didn't get the ball out fast enough so by the time he would get the ball out of the ruck, Newcastle's defense is set and they're aggressive and they're ready to hit up, and he wasn't. Worcester was never able to get the ball. Like what worked against who they played last week, Leicester. What worked against Leicester in the end, and actually throughout the whole match, they just weren't able to finish until the end of the match.
Right.
Was they got the ball wide, they attacked the wide center channel, and they got through, and that was available to them. That happened a couple times early in the game against Newcastle, and they just couldn't replicate it because Hugard's ball was slow, the defense was set, and by the time their first receivers getting the ball, the defense was up in his face. So I thought they needed to get a little bit quicker, but I needed to see more urgency.
Their ball wasn't any slower than Newcastle's, and their offensive creativity was zero.
Right.
So that is not just on Hugard. I can understand your frustration with him, but listen, Takalua moved it just as fast and or slow. Their creativity was none. Weir got pulled early for a reason because he was all out of ideas, and he didn't. I don't even know if he had any. Honestly,
I don't think, and that was my thing. Is I don't think he could have any ideas because there was nothing. Like by the time he was getting the ball, There were defenders in his face. There were defenders marking where he wanted to go.
There was stuff that to be played though, and I don't think I looked at the offense. It was all straight lines, just straightforward lines.
Yeah.
It was,
I agree with that.
There was nothing creative about it. You can't get front foot ball off.
No,
front foot quick ball doesn't happen off that.
I absolutely agree with that. My opinion on it is that Hugard didn't do his team many favors. And then the last 15 minutes, this is the one thing I texted you was it was 15 minutes to go. They're down 2 tries. This is and they're in kind of the middle of the field. And Hugard, like, they get the one, they get their possession, one phase of play, and then he's slowing it down and ready to box kick. And I'm like, you're 2 tries away.
That's a matter of the call.
What do you do? And I realize that might not be him.
That's probably not him.
I think but for me, I'm already frustrated with him. So now I'm watching him pull this shit. I'm like, you do realize you only have about 10 minutes left in this match. And part of what beat Leicester last week was they got the 1 try, and that gave them the momentum to get the second try. It's like you still got to get the first try. You can't wait until the 77th minute to get your first try of the match, and then expect to pull another one out of your hat in another 2 minutes.
Right.
I thought the sense of urgency, especially as the game grew late for Worcester, was.
Yep. Yeah, probably true.
I think that's the technical term.
A few points and then we'll move on. The lineup was garbage.
Yes.
Worcester's lineup, not helpful at all. Singleton getting hurt killed him. Because Singleton did fine when he was in there. He was hitting the lineouts fine. So that wasn't the issue.
How can you be a professional hooker and not throw a fucking lineup?
Yeah, he was having issues. He was having issues. Toby Flood played amazingly, and then obviously you got man of the match. So that tells you everything you need to know about that. Takalo actually played pretty well too, in my opinion. And then to be a little bit even more fair to Hugard, Heaney came in and he looked panicked. Not even like fast, panicked. Like just throwing balls that had no business being thrown.
Right.
So, maybe in your opinion they need the 2.
To me, that was more that the other players had fallen into a rhythm of, oh, we're never getting this. Oh wait, no, it's coming out. Like it's the pace. Sometimes you try to do that change of pace to fuck with the defense, but sometimes it ends up fucking with your team because they're like, all right, we have a tackle. Okay, everybody, wait, we're gonna get the ball.
Oh, we're going now.
Soon. Oh, it's here it is. So I think that more than anything, like he put balls in good places, but players weren't on their front foot, as you said, to go after it because they were expecting the slow ball.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so
but it did come across as panicked. I'll agree with you.
Yeah, Newcastle 17, Worcester 6. Newcastle keep themselves alive. They're still at the bottom, but now at least they're within a 5-point bonus point game of getting into at least level.
And
all right,
Leicester played Wasp.
Yeah,
that was a game that happened.
I thought Wasp got robbed in that match. It looked like Allo had that try, and why it didn't get called. There needs to be something to fix that. I don't know what it is, but there needs to be something to fix that because that should have been Leicester shouldn't have won this match. That
I agree with, but I didn't watch the match. But I agree with Leicester shouldn't have won.
Yeah, it looked like Allo, this big old proper for Wasp, looked like he had gotten the ball down, but JP Doyle was somewhat in, which is a rarity for him, was incorrectly positioned. Couldn't see the grounding. The camera work. Try as they might, couldn't find a grounding view, and the question was try yes or no. If the question had been any reason I can't award a try, then they could have awarded it. But because the question was try yes or no, they called it quote unquote held up, and the match ended on
for
that.
a prop try. See,
Yep.
prop should always get the benefit of the doubt. It should always be is there a reason I can't award the try? Because that props don't get that opportunity very often, and they fucking get the ball down. Yeah. Trust me, I speak with experience. When you have that opportunity, you get the ball on the ground. You will move hands out of the way. You will do whatever you have to do.
It's down, sir. Sort of. All right. Let's go through this week's matches. Bath Saracens. Geez, what is it with us? We don't do well in Friday night matches. I know the Bath are kind of
still Bath, so
something that you're not worried about, but I am.
Yeah, not going to trust them until they show me they can close out a match.
Yeah,
that's another one. If this is close somehow, 75 minutes in.
Yeah,
I have a feeling Saracens pull it out.
I think Saracens got right last game. That was the one good thing I will say. Looking at this match fantasy wise, green light all your Bath props. And
Prop bath.
Your second rows.
Very rare.
No bath second rows. Don't play them. Play your Sari second rows. Play your Sari's back rows for sure. Priestland Burns, don't bother with them. Your centers are probably a little hit or miss. Maybe Jonathan Joseph because although he's in the English squad, so never mind.
Yeah, don't worry about him.
Never mind. And then your back three for Saracens actually defend the back three very well. So keep that in mind. All right, Sale Leicester. This is not a great matchup that I like looking at either.
No.
I'm gonna go. Oh yeah, and my big stop sign this week is all Saracens hookers. Don't play Talafua. Don't play Wilson Croft. I think I was more right about my stop sign last week than I was about my green light because the Quinn's hookers didn't do that well, but my green light didn't do that well either. So
yeah, so I would go with Cat. I mean, he's gonna be starter for me. He's had a couple of really good weeks in a row.
Yep. And he's up there, and Saracens give up a lot of points to props too.
Right. So he's going to be my.
That's a big one.
He's on my starting list. He's going to stay there.
Good call. Sale Leicester. There's a lot in this one in terms of guys you should play, guys you shouldn't play. Really, a big one for me is probably the back row for Sale. Ross, Beaumont, Curry. Go for it.
Yeah, Ross has been. He's one of those guys he's either in my starters, depending on it really depends on whether or not Thacker is playing, and McGuigan too. If they're both playing, they're both starting. Thacker would move out to flank.
Right.
When that's not happening, Ross has been a stalwart out there.
Yep.
Really good to have on the team.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you said, Phillips has also been sneaky good.
Yep.
I agree. Also cheap.
So, yeah, most of these guys on sale are pretty cheap.
Right. So as much as I don't like Steve Diamond, I like a couple of his players.
Yep. I'm picking Sale.
I am also picking Sale for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
None of which
surprise.
None of which include Steve Diamond. All of which include Leicester's front row.
Tom Young specifically and Bateman.
Right. And Eastman out there, but I know he's on front row, but he's a little shit too.
Point being. Wasps Newcastle. Who do Newcastle keep it rolling, or are the Wasps going to crush their dreams?
I think Wasps rock back.
Yeah, me too.
And
I think Wasps are really angry after that match. They probably should have won it.
Wasps will be buzzing.
Yep. Yes.
I
will say that if Chris Harris or Johnny Williams is on your team, go ahead. Kibarigi, go ahead. He played a great game last week.
Oh yeah,
for sure. And for Wasps, I mean, everything's kind of middle of the road. So play with caution. Except front rows, don't play any of the Wasps front rows. So
okay.
Like Cooper Woolley.
I was going to say I have
Cooper Woolley, Savagna, Stewart, McIntyre,
Cruz, and Stewart are my backups.
Props.
Props. Okay.
Hookers should be okay.
And obviously, unless he's not playing, you do not take Rollins out.
Nope. Don't touch him.
Right.
Ever.
If you don't have him, you're doing something wrong.
Yes.
He's
agreed.
Let me see.
He's not even 200 yet.
No,
he's 199.
not. I wonder if there's. It doesn't say percentage of starters.
Oh, that's too bad.
People who own him and start him.
That'd be fun. All right.
Oh, he's only owned by 7% of teams.
That's something about that's backwards.
That's something. Yeah.
Ed Kerr, get on that, dude. Got it. Owns the rugby man. I'm going to Wasps.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are too.
Yeah.
All right, Saints Bristol. This one contains my green light of the week. Lewis Ludlam. He's been in my lineup. He obviously had a big week last week. Bristol give up a boatload of points, period, but they give up a boatload of points to back rows specifically. So Ludlam's definitely the guy that's been on fire, but if Tamana Harrison's healthy, I don't think he is. But Brousseau, Tom Wood, Jamie Gibson, off you go. If you have him in your team, put him in your lineup.
And I think
I'm going with my new best friends too.
And again, if Thacker's playing,
you never sit him.
You don't sit him. Luatua also A little hit and miss, but I think could be
they're on my do not play list for back rows.
Okay, well then sit Luatua.
Yeah.
And I just picked up Morahan. Who, last week, who may or may not be a good option.
Kind of on the edge of my be cautious list. I'll say that these are my temper expectations when I'm on the opposite end of it.
Right, and these are just guys who are on the fringe of
right.
But they're definitely up for consideration if they're playing.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, some of them are just some of these guys are matchup proof too.
Right.
You can't do anything. You know what you're going to get from them. So
right, Thacker. If he's playing, you play him.
Yes, you have to play him.
You don't even think about it.
Yep. I'm going with Chris Boyd and my other homies, the Saints.
And I'm taking Pat Lamb's squad.
Yeah, all right. This will be a chance for one of us to gain some ground somewhere.
I like what the Bears are doing. And I think the Saints probably have some hard feelings after last week. The question is, do they have the horses? To me,
yeah, it's true.
They had serious trouble, and I realized, like you said, there were issues.
Yeah,
there are other issues going on right before the match,
right,
about players. But it's a question of can they stick with the Bears team that's really kind of unchanged from from Six Nations.
Agreed. All right, Worcester Exeter. I mean, as much as we want Worcester to take this match down, probably ain't gonna happen.
No, it is not gonna happen.
Exeter props. Definitely a go. Worcester props, no, don't do it. And their hookers, especially if it's not Singleton, forget it. Yandel's definitely a green light. Not my green light, but he's definitely a go. Exeter second rows, good luck figuring out a good one, though. Just looking down my list. Venter and Mills, be careful. Ollie Lawrence, be careful. You actually might see Ollie Lawrence after last week because they might look to change up some things.
Yeah.
Be careful with that one. And then definitely halfbacks for Exeter. Either the 9 or the 10, whether it's Maunder or White, Simmons, Stevenson. Go ahead.
Good plays.
Good plays this week.
How about the back row for Exeter? So I'm looking at Kvesic, who kind of disappointed last week fantasy wise.
Should be okay. Nothing notable. So expect what you usually get out of that.
Not worth a captaincy.
No,
let's put it that way.
No, probably not. All right. Gotta go with the Chiefs, unfortunately.
I'd already written that down for me. I don't trust Worcester.
No, especially after last week. I'm sure they'll be pissed, but at the same time,
I shouldn't even say last week. I should the past 2 weeks where they've just, outside of the last 5-10 minutes of the Leicester match, they've played 160 minutes and done jack and shit. So, I'm not going to pick Worcester until they put together more than 10 minutes worth of good play in a couple of weeks.
Yep. Quinns Gloucester.
This is going to be
this will be a fun match.
This will be certainly my match to watch.
Yeah, this will be a fun match. This is the Sunday match, so it'll be the marquee one. Looking through, Hanson and Murray, off you go, have fun, just like I did last week with that's a good pick there against the Quins. Back rowers for Quins, temper expectations. If Braley's playing, if Hines is playing, careful.
Right. That's my concern right now because I have both of them.
Either or. Be careful. Yeah. Temper expectations with those guys. And then.
Well, back three for Gloucester. How they
back row for Gloucester shouldn't be anything different. Back three for Gloucester. Meh.
How did the Quins do against the back three as well?
Nothing notable.
Okay.
Nothing notable. Not terrible. Not great. Cipriani, if you have him in your lineup, you're probably already playing him, but be on the lookout for a good day. This could be really good sips.
To me, it's a question of they won't have Thorley. Will they have Sharples? Otherwise, I think Woodward is probably in line for a good day. Decent
day, yeah. Banners will probably get thrown into the lineup if Sharples isn't ready to go. All right. This is a big one for 3-4 right here. I think Oh, Quins are really bouncing right now. I'm going. Oh, God, this is gonna freaking. I'm gonna hate myself for this. Quins.
And I'm going to go with the visitors.
Yeah, going with your side piece.
Got to go with the side piece on this. I think, the Quins pulled it out against Bath
Right.
as expected for me.
They'll bounce back though.
I think that's that's Bath, and Bath have been shitting the bed late against a lot of teams. So that's not to me, it's not a standout performance for the Quins. Although Gloucester did lose to Bristol, it was away. Right. I feel like Gloucester can bounce back fairly quickly.
Right.
And they're dangerous as all hell. So
yeah. All right. So let's we'll save a couple pieces out of Super Rugby for next time. I still want to talk about the EB's selection and their wrestling policies,
fucking annoying.
but we'll save it for another day. Super Rugby for me. What stood out? Nana Lamape.
He's okay.
Dan Coles.
He's okay.
TJ Perinar.
He's okay.
And oh yeah, by the way, Bowden Barrett's back.
He's all right.
So it's fun to see these this is why I love watching this team. And then we found another new name for the Hurricanes.
Well, of course.
Chase Tiatia did a very good job filling in for Jody Barrett. So good that he's actually still playing fullback this week. Jody's been bumped to wing.
Damn.
Yeah. So there you go. And unfortunately, that's in favor of my guy also. But
yeah,
whatever. So they were ripping him up. Brumbies were probably limping in this one. Oh boy, Duplessis Khalifi looks very good. He looks every part a 7. Mm-hmm. There are issues in back row that were presented when Brad Shields left might have just been solved.
Yeah. He put up an impressive match.
And Artie obviously had a stormer as he usually does.
As he always does.
So I was very happy with that. Brumbies were kind of had the kibosh put on them. The backdoor pass from Asso on the Lamop, first Lamop.
The commentator put it best. He's like, nobody saw that coming except Lau maybe.
Yeah. He's like, yes, come on.
Right.
Woo! All right,
just
bye.
Little poop out the back. Pop it up there.
Loved it. And then TJ's offload out the back to Coles, and Coles Superman's over because
Coles is fucking Superman.
I got news to you. The best hooker in the world, he's back.
Yeah, he's
back, and he is mad. He's mad. He's been resting for over a year.
Right.
He played a little bit on the fall tour, but man, he is a motivated man. Obviously, he wants to prove because Cody Taylor did well in the All Black shirt while he was out, so he wants to reclaim his shirt.
Right. It's like as we said, you don't lose your spot to injury, but you might to performance, and Coles is showing that I'm still there. I'm still here, and I have maybe it's been sitting out a little bit, but when it come to Japan, that's mine. That's my 2 jerseys.
Yeah, he wants that back so bad. Hurricanes take care of business 43-13. Big day for the big players in the Hurricanes. Bowden Barrett, Dane Coles, like I said, just some big names stepping up. Lamape got a hat trick, obviously. I sent you that picture, so I'll name the guys that are in it now. Lamape's in the middle. On the right is Nanu. On the far right is Nanu. Next to him, between him and Lamape is Savea.
Okay.
Far left is Tana.
And
then Christian Collins, the one that's between Lamape and Tana. So there you go. So we might have another Hurricane center that's ready to dominate the world. We'll see.
There they go. Yeah.
So Rebels and Highlanders. Quade Cooper is back.
Yeah.
That dude is magic.
He's putting his hand up.
For sure.
Yes.
That man did great.
With one finger firmly extended to everybody.
Yeah. One finger salute for that man.
Yeah.
Magic again. This past week with his little can't even think of what the play was, but yeah, he was putting in a performance and pulling the strings and looking every bit as Quade Cooper has been before. So good on him. I think the world of rugby is better when he's good.
Yeah.
And he's good.
He's
back.
Yeah, that's excellent to see, and it's great for Australia.
And this is a big thing. Rebels are just scoring points by the bunches too. All the Rebels team players are too for fantasy. So I went and got a couple of Rebels guys, or at least I got one the one that scored the most this week, which was Tom English.
Not a bad idea.
Snapped him up. So Rebels look really good. Maddox, Meeks. Haylett Petty, all those backs are looking every bit the part, and they need to. Australia, your next team to represent you in the finals here or in the playoffs is probably the Rebels.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe there's some others, but that want to put their hands up. But the Rebels should be your team,
right?
So Rebels win 24-19 over the Highlanders. Highlanders are got a little punch there. Not used to losing so far, even though they've won a couple close ones. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Oh boy.
I don't want to talk about it. So let's put it this way. I pull up Twitter on, what was it, Saturday morning, and just whatever. Not thinking. I think I pulled it up like right. It had to have been right after the game ended. I woke up early or something, and I saw the result first thing, and I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. And
oh man.
And then I went to watch it later, and the game
Man, you must have hated yourself doing that.
Well, I was happy because there was some sort of error on ESPN Plus, so I could not watch the match.
Maybe it was a good thing.
For some reason, it had decided that the game was like 2 weeks in the future or something. Weird where it's like
this game hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, this game hasn't happened yet. It happens at on what was it, like March 1st or something like that. I'm like, that's like
that was yesterday.
That was yesterday. This was this morning. Oh, fine, whatever. I don't get to watch the match. Oh well. Big fucking deal. I'm not gonna cry. So, yeah. So to all serious Chiefs fans out there that I'm sure all of you are listening.
Oopsie.
I am sorry. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I'm the mush. I'm again. I'll be saying this probably every week for the next however many weeks.
Solomon Alamalo in the team this week.
Oh, there we go. Finally,
maybe a little bit of relief for you there.
Maybe that might help out on my team and on the Chiefs.
On the Chiefs,
more so for them. They need it more than I do. Yeah. But yeah, great job, Sunwolves. I tip my hat to the Sunwolves for doing what they did.
Yep. So I mean, and they had some guys play some Stormers too. Halou, Van de Heever. Yeah. Hayden Parker is very good. I don't think people realize how good he is because he plays for the Sunwolves. He's very good. People will start to pay attention if they start to win a few more games. But he's very good. People need to stand up and make sure that they understand that he is not somebody to just be thrown away. So Sunwolves win 30-15. Chiefs will get a win soon, I promise, because they'll figure it out. They have to figure it out. They have too many good players.
They do.
They really do. Reds Crusaders, ugly match. I watched it and I wish I hadn't. Honestly, there was a little bit of confusion in this one. Two things: Pataya, Liz Frank injury.
Oh,
really disappointing for the young kid because he was on fire. He looked really good. He and Karevi looked to be one of the more formidable center pairings in the world in terms of club rugby. So that was really unfortunate to see. But then there was a confusion at the end of the match where Crusaders were trying to bring Mwanga had come off, and then I don't remember who got hurt. I think Bridge maybe or somebody, maybe Mitchell Hunt had been hurt, and they told him officially that it was an HIA. But then somebody said it wasn't an HIA, so Mwanga couldn't come on. So Mwanga was out there for 6 minutes or so without when he wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
Or they screwed that up.
Right.
So somebody got their wires crossed on the sideline. Somebody needs to get themselves together over there. Crusaders win this. Crusaders do. Will Jordan does a great job. Wetu Douglas plug and play for the Crusaders at 8. You know, you have him, you have Reed, you have the kid that just left, Samu, you know, Tafua. They've seemed to just have some sort of factory over there at Christchurch.
I'm not sure who's more Saracens South, Crusaders or Hurricanes. But
I don't know.
They just keep
just turn them out. Yeah,
pump out talent.
Yep, absolutely. So Crusaders won 22-12. Unfortunate showing for the Reds at home. It looked like it was a good crowd too, so that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Bulls Lions. The scoreline says a lot, but it wasn't that pretty.
No, it wasn't.
It was. I mean, I'm glad the Bulls won. I think they're the team to beat in South Africa. Although it seems to be nobody knows because the Bulls also, you know, they lost to the Jaguares, so it's a matter of which team shows up, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the Stormers beat the Sharks, who I thought the Sharks were the best team in the South Africa Conference. So your guess is as good as mine, guys. Yeah. Have fun figuring that one out.
Because the Bulls looked strong in this match.
Yes, Pollard's definitely the best 10 in South Africa. Don't question it. Just go with it. Trust me. Yanchis looked like crap in this game.
Yes, he did.
Cronje returned, and that's his usual halfback partner, so maybe that helps. No Warren Whiteley for the Lions. That probably didn't help. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with this conference.
We'll see how that goes. But the Bulls, I thought, were really impressive.
Yeah, they played a lot of ball in their end, and it paid off.
Yeah.
So that was their strategy. Like, we're hanging out in your end. When you screw up, we're gonna take advantage of it. That's basically what it came down to.
Smart rugby right there.
Yep. Stormers Sharks was equally as ugly. Another match that was like, ooh, why did I just waste my time with that one? I was glad I was doing something productive while I was doing work while I was watching it.
Right.
So it's like, I can't do this. I'm gonna kill myself. Kidding. Not kidding. That's not funny. Sorry. Khaleesi played a little better. Etzebeth was an angry man. SB Moraes, this match would have been a little more out of hand if he had a boot that was actually on target. So, you know, that is what it is. Yeah, Sharks just couldn't get anything going. They were ill-disciplined, giving away yellow cards. No bueno. And then the final one, you know, don't give the Jaguars loose ball. That's all I know. You know, the Blues were making some serious ill-disciplined decisions, and Jaguars were just jumping on them. And I you know, they had a couple of counters that bit Auckland right in the butt, and off you go.
Yeah.
Moyano scored 2, and they were some really nice-looking runs. One low cut back, and just made everybody go no as they reach back and hope to get a hold of him.
The Blues are still. I'm still mushing on the Blues apparently because they still are.
Yeah,
the bed a little bit.
One note. Condolences to the family of Mike Tamuatea. Probably just butchered the poor guy's name. Sorry. The prop for North Harbour and Auckland. The Blues prop passed away very unexpectedly. 23. Wife and kids, or partner and kids at least. And, you know, it's sad to see a young life like that. And apparently he was a very well-liked man around Auckland, around North Harbour. All his teammates loved him. All his coaches loved him. So it's very sad to see somebody that's so well thought of and so well spoken for have to leave so early. So our thoughts and condolences go out to the Blues family and to Mike's family. And we hope that this is a time that you guys can get through and without getting, you know, yourself into too much trouble, because that is an awful thing.
That's rough.
All right, a little bit more. So run through the matches real quick. I do have a couple of free agent finds to mention, and then we'll go, and then we'll be on to the next thing. So Hurricanes Islanders. What do we think? Hurricanes front rows a go in this one for sure. By the way,
I got Hurricanes all the way.
I'm gonna take the Hurricanes as long as Bowden Barrett's playing in that 10 shirt.
And I'm not taking the Highlanders unless they're playing against the Chiefs. So.
It will happen again.
Yeah.
Rebels Brumbies.
Rebels.
Yeah, gotta be right.
Again. Yeah, as you said, the Rebels are the best team in Australia, and Brumbies are not. So
no, and temper your expectation with Brumbies outside backs, and also loose forwards not named Marty Cervea for the Hurricanes in the previous match. not named. Well, Guinea should have a big week too. Crusaders Chiefs.
No. Well,
probably not the week that it's going to happen.
It's not going to happen this week.
No, especially in Christchurch.
Right. So Crusaders.
Yeah. I'm going with Crusaders as well. Blues Sunwolves. Blues finally get off the schneid?
You know what? I think I kind of want the Sunwolves to take this one, so I'm going to go with the Sunwolves.
You going with them? All right. I'm going to go with the Blues. They will have been fresh off traveling, but I think they did play a little bit better in this last match. Actually got the ball out wide, which helped.
I'm just not after the way what I saw them do last season and then how they've started this season, I'm not going to. And seeing how the Sunwolves jumped up and stole one last week.
For sure. Sunwolves loose forwards and locks. Be careful. And I would say Blues halfbacks, but I don't know how good the Blues halfbacks are. Front row of the Blues might be a good play though.
Yeah, that would probably be a good play this week.
Yep. Warthos and Reds.
This one I could see the Reds come back and be a little bit angry. Taz are coming off a bye, but it's still early in the season. I'm not sure how much help that's going to be. So I'm going to go with the Reds.
They had traveled to Japan, so it's probably a good thing that they got the bye. I will go with Michael Hooper and company and go with the Waratahs. Waratahs also feature my big green light of the week for the Super Rugby, Izzy Folau.
Oh, that's
off you go. If you have him, you should be playing him. But if you have him, expect something big this week for sure. Reds give up a lot of points to outside backs on average. So, and obviously he's tearing up trees as well. I think he's the top scoring player in the game. So, Lions and Hakorares in South Africa.
Lions have a lot of motivation to get their ship righted after last week.
And Jaguars have not traveled yet, so this will be interesting to see how that happens. I'm going to go with the Lions for now, though.
Yep.
And then, I don't see anything super significant. Lions locks isn't anything to notice. You're probably not playing one unless it's Ori, and Ori's been sitting. So, Bull Sharks.
Going with the Bulls on this.
Same. The Sharks really disappointed me last week after playing fairly well and looking like they probably still had a lot more to do in the first 2 weeks and then bleeding a complete egg.
This is all on form. I think if the Bulls play the way they played last week, I don't see any other South African team beating them. Certainly not at home.
No, definitely not at home. Big stop sign of the week is Robert Duprea, which unfortunately is my fly half. But so guys that are available in our league right now that might be available in yours that are probably a good pickup this week. Moyakiola, outside back. The Bulls front row. Pablo Matera, the loose forward from the Jaguares. Matt Proctor, the midfielder from Hurricanes. Midfielders on the Hurricanes should do well this week. So obviously Lamape is going to be somebody to play. Proctor should be somebody else that plays as well. James Blackwell, the second row, probably a little underrated. Sam Lousey's out for the year. He's been ruled out. He needs surgery and all that stuff. So bad news bears for that. And then Hamish Stewart, the fly half from the Reds, is a fly half to keep your eye out for because he was loose in ours, and I haven't grabbed him, but that's the one to pick up. Thanks everybody for listening. Please email the show fantasyrugbypodcast@gmail.com. Follow Ben and I on Twitter, Google Play, iTunes, Spotify. Download, rate us, review us, all the good stuff. Our schedules are going to be a little hectic over the next couple weeks after next week, so just bear with us. Yes, we're Ben and I are both still involved with our club and our team, so we need to be attending matches and games. So it's going to be fun for us, but it's going to make life a little bit miserable for the podcast. So we'll see what we can do, but we promise we'll do our best to bring every week to you as best we can. Until next time, thanks a lot, guys, for listening. Have a good one. Cheers.
Bye.